And welcome back. Day number 2 of our countdown to Santa Clara, where the Seattle Seahawks will take on the New England Patriots down in the Bay Area. And joining us once again, our Seahawk legend is going to be with us for these 12 days, Curt Warner. Curt, good to talk to you again. How are you?
Dick, it's always a pleasure talking with you as well. And I look forward to today, and I look forward to tomorrow. And we've got a thing going on that's pretty good. So I'm excited about this whole process.
A lot of fun, and today we want to focus on preparation. All right,
okay.
And I know, especially when you didn't have a lot of long 2-week breaks to prepare in the NFL, but I know you did in college. I mean, you had a long time to wait.
Yes.
For the Fiesta Bowl. You had a long time to wait for the Sugar Bowl. So maybe talk about what it's like and how you stay sharp in those times. Now, you had like over a month to prepare for those bowl games, so it's a little bit different than the Seahawks do, but still 2 weeks is a long time without playing a football game. So how do you keep yourself mentally and physically sharp during that layoff?
That's a great question. And for us, it was more, I think, of a Paterno issue. And he stayed on top of it. He stayed on top of what we were doing. When the practices were not going very well, Joe would jump in and throw a temper tantrum, and that would kind of wake us up a little bit. But we had, it's as Coach Knox used to say, proper preparation prevents a poor performance. The 5 Ps,
right.
The 6 Ps, or whatever you want. So that's where you got to be. You got to be able to stay focused. You got to be able to know that, hey, you know what? This game means something. It's a national championship game, and you want to play your best. So if you want to play your best, then you got to prepare pretty much every day. And there's no time to kind of, to sit back and relax. And we got a little time off, but it still came down to, being ready to go. Yeah, you could take it differently and say, well, what are you going to do? Well, no, this is practice. Every day we got to go to work. It's like a job. You got to go to work, put your hours in, put your work in, knowing that when that day finally shows up, you're ready to go.
The Seahawks are in an unusual situation, being a fairly heavy favorite in the Super Bowl. You look back at their prior Super Bowls, and even though they were the 1 seed and the Steelers were the 6 seed, everybody's talking about Big Ben. Everybody's talking about Jerome Bettis going home to Detroit. That point spread was very, very thin. And then you go look at later on, and you're playing against Peyton Manning. You're playing against Tom Brady in your other 2 Super Bowls. And so the Seahawks, as great as they were, could legitimately use the nobody believes in us line. Nobody thinks we're going to win. Whether that was the case or not, they could use that as – they can't use that as motivation this year. You listen to the us yahoos on local radio.
Yeah.
You listen to the national people, and we're all saying the same thing. The Seahawks are the better team. They should win this football game. So how mentally can you overcome that? And also, on the flip side, how motivating is it for the Patriots now, because they're the ones that everybody's saying you don't have a chance against the dark side defense?
Here's the thing. You can't get caught up into what everybody else is saying. Don't believe the hype. Ever. Never, ever, ever believe it. Because the moment you do is the moment you're going to get caught off guard. These guys they're professional. They're going to be looking for the edge. They're going to be looking for things that they can do to take advantage of the Seahawks defense. And they got some time to prepare. And both sides got a lot of time to prepare. So, I think it just comes down to not making the mistakes. You cannot afford to fumble the football. You cannot afford to give up the big plays. You can't afford to throw interceptions. You can't afford to have a punt fiasco where last week the guy was trying to catch the ball inside the 10-yard line and fumbled. There's your 7 points. That's the difference between the game right there. So when you take that into consideration in the Super Bowl, you cannot afford mistakes. Yeah, everybody's saying the Patriots can play against the Seahawks. The Seahawks are a better team. Well, let me tell you something. I don't know of anybody that's on the other team that's going to say, you know what, because what everybody else has said, we're not even going to show up. And, man, we're already beat, and we'll take our runner-up trophy and we'll just go home. It comes down to proper preparation, being focused, and knowing what you have to do.
I know the 1983 Seahawks didn't listen to the pundits who said they couldn't beat the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, no, we didn't listen to any of that. Was bulletin board stuff right there, man. That was bulletin board. They're going to lose today. We're going to beat them down today. That's all it was. We were mad already when they said you're not going to win. It's like, okay, we're going to find out. Okay, we still got to play the game.
Let you go, Curt. Obviously you mentioned preparation and proper preparation. Obviously, the quarterback's going to spend a lot of time watching film of the defense. Yeah. How about from a running back standpoint? How much film is Ken Walker actually going to watch of the New England defense? Or is his job simply, hey, do what I do, one cut, hit the hole that's there? Because as a running back, I wouldn't think that you want to have too many thoughts in your mind. It's mostly instincts, right? Or do you spend a lot of time in big games kind of preparing for what linebackers are going to do on the other side by watching a lot of film?
Yeah, a little bit of both. I mean, you've got to watch film. You got to see how they play, what they're doing. They got a 2-gap read or a 1-gap read with regards to inside the trenches. But most importantly, you need to be looking at, from a pass protection perspective, where are they? What are they going to do? Do they blitz a lot? Are they coming to your side? What if somebody comes in the A gap? You need to step up in there and do it. How often do they do it? So, yeah, with a running back, you get the ball, and then you got to get out. You got to go between the trenches, and you got to play your game. But there are other things that you need to be aware of as well when it comes to catching the ball out in the flat. Do they give up a lot of room? Are they going to play man? Are they going to play zone? What are they going to do? So you need to watch it just so you're prepared, regardless. Because again, we're playing in the Super Bowl. Anything and everything can happen. And you need to be prepared to take that on.
Curt, always a pleasure to talk to you. Can't wait to talk to you again tomorrow. Hey, don't forget, every day during the countdown, the FinalScore.tv is going to be giving away a Curt Warner autographed player card. And on the final day, the day of the big game, one lucky person will win a Curt Warner autographed football. For your chance to win, simply click on the 12's entry form located on the remote control on the FinalScore.tv. All brought to you by the FinalScore.tv, your home for complete high school basketball playoff coverage all the way to the state tournament. Visit the FinalScore.tv every day to find schedules and locations for all these great playoff games coming up throughout the state. Curt, thank you very much. We'll talk to you tomorrow.